Alright, this is the video review for the Power of the Prime's Nemesis Prime. Here he is in all of his black repaint glory. Now you can see the stickers on mine aren't quite lined up properly. Some of that may just be where the tab sits, but it's also a little crooked. But, oh well. Now one of the things that's nice is the black color scheme. Here in vehicle mode it even helps. It kind of hides this weapon when it's plugged in, whether you have it angled down or up. You see he's also got some, aside from just the rifle that the original came with, he's got a couple extra weapons. He's got some that are very reminiscent of Armada Prime's little wrist gauntlets, and that's where they attach in robot mode, in the combined robot mode. He's got two swords here that store on top. This one will turn into a bird. We'll show that one off in a bit. But now see, this is, in order to store the weapons here in his trailer mode, you have to have the forearm panels flipped up, which does leave a gap here in the trailer. Because that's the only place they can really peg in. If you want to store them somewhere differently and have a complete trailer, and I'll pop this off and show you what that looks like. You can pull them off here. There are actually, inside the pegs, so the pegs are too short to really peg in anywhere else. But you can see there's a little hole in the middle of them, and those will fit right over these little Minicon ports. Or Titan Master to Prime Master ports here on the figure itself, these little pins. So you can, if you want, you can attach the two guns here on top of the trailer as well, and then fold these panels in, leave them attached. It does leave them a little asymmetrical, but he was kind of already that anyway with the swords up here. And again, crooked stickers. Just let us just, I had the hour and a half I spent, actually wasn't quite an hour and a half, but the over hour I spent stickering Predaking. They should have let us do these two if they were going to use stickers, but oh well. Anyway, but here he is in vehicle mode. I'm not going to focus too heavily on it. Aside from like some head sculpts and the weapons, it's essentially the same figure as the Power of the Prime's Leader Prime, which I enjoyed as a figure. I think it has some flaws, some of which are mitigated by this, but it's just a fun toy to play with. So we'll go ahead and take the weapons off. And then here's the little sword weapon that can also transform into a bird. You just open up this and then rotate the wings, and you've got a little bird dude, which is a throwback to the little Arms Micron bird sword guy. I think came with Starscream. I don't remember. And then a red blazing sword kind of thing. Looks like it would go good with Grimlock, actually. If you wanted to swap it over to him, I don't think it would look out of place over there with one of the Dinobots. Probably Grimlock is too big for the Deluxes. Anyway, so the figure transforms exactly the same. This is Nemesis Prime. This is Nemesis Pax, the smaller robot. And again, he transforms exactly the same. We're just going to go ahead and get his bits folded up. He also has the same opening canopy, the matrix inside, and though in this case it is black and purple with a red kind of jewel there in the center, a red center of the matrix. And of course you can pop that out and catch it before it falls on the floor. And you can fit a Prime Master or Titan Master, whatever you want in there if you really feel so inclined. Push that back in there. Pull those up. Come on. There we go. Pull these panels around. Fold the wheels up. Form his other chest plate. Untap the legs and the head here. Bring them down. Rotate him around. Flip out his toes. Fold the arms around. This one seems to be a little loose there. Bring the arms down, fold the chest plate up, flip out his hands. And then fold his head up. And you see his head is kind of a angular prime design with a different head crest, red eyes, a little wider set eyes. Very Decepticon symbol-ish looking. Which I know was based on Soundwave. Go ahead and stand him up. Bring the camera up a little bit so he's more in frame and in focus. Yeah, he's got all the same posability that Orion packs did. Now you just turn his head here. The ball joints at the shoulders, bicep swivel, dual hinged elbows, no wrist swivel, no waist swivel, but he does have ball joint hips, thighs, swivel, and then the hinge knee, and then the toe. But it's a nice deco. The red and teal looks really nice with the black. Now he can hold any of the smaller weapons. Like if you wanted to hold the sword, those can be pegged into his hands. He might be able to kind of hold this. He can kind of hold that, but those pegs are so short that it's really not secure in any way. I mean, well enough to hold it, I guess, if you wanted him to, but it's going to get knocked out fairly easily. And he also has the same, go ahead and pop this open, the splitting rifle. You can give him 2 smaller guns from that as well. I'll go ahead and push it in. There you go, just to show him with his weapons. Very black. And like I said, in this form, he's a lot heavier on the black, so he's kind of stealthy. Plug that back together, and we'll go ahead and get him ready for his combined mode. We'll flip out the head here. We'll show that off when we get there. Fold his smaller head in, close this back up. Bring his arms, fold them up. So just fold them up like this. There we go. Legs, rotate them around. This ball joint, too much twist on it. If it gets a little hung up on the swivel joint, likes to pop off the ball joint. It's something I can fix. Flip his toes up. And he's got the same little tabs here that peg onto his backpack. Get that line up. There we go. Yeah, see, this panel right here likes to flop out. It's not quite as secure. We'll set him off to the side. The trailer transforms, again, exactly the same way. Go ahead and open up these sidearm panels. Lift these up. Split the legs here. Bring it down. Go untab these. That helps. Back, bring his arms down, actually around this way, fold that panel down, flip up his smokestack. I can get my finger in there to, come on, there we go. And then this panel folds up on the underside of the arm. Same over here. And the leg panels come around here. And fold up. Oh, I always do that the wrong direction. Should fold around too. There we go. Oh, that was right. No, I was doing it the right way. I just popped it off. Should fold down. There we go. Like that. Fold down and around and into the inside of the leg. Come on, there we go. And then bring his feet down. Click them into place. It's a lot more stable if you click those into place. Right down, plug it in. There is his prime armor. Go ahead and lift it up here. Fold this little peg here in. That was how it connected in truck mode. And then you just plug him in through the back. There he is. He's got the same chest reveal matrix. You see he's got more of a he's got even more Decepticon symbol looking head there. On the top, these guns, as mentioned, it's plug into the same hole. You can plug these onto his arms as wrist gauntlets. Wrist gauntlets? I don't know. Wrist gauntlet weapons. I gotta make sure those click into place here. There we go. He can hold his swords. And you can actually store his rifle. You can use his smaller mode hand back here to just kind of hang the rifle off his back, which is what I generally do because I think he looks much cooler with both the swords and the big arm guns. Poseability-wise, exactly the same as Leader Prime, aside from the new head and the new weapons. As I mentioned, he's exactly the same figure. So he's got the ball joint head, the swivel shoulders, bicep swivel, elbow hinge, no wrist swivel, sadly. No waist swivel, sadly. Dual hinge hips, rotation, knee bend, ankle tilts, and all that good stuff. And one of the things I like about him, like the deco's neat, the new head design's kind of cool. I like that it's not just a straight repaint of Prime. But also, one of the things you'll notice is because he's all black, with some teal and silver and red on him, is these forearm guards don't stick out nearly as bad. The pieces of the trailer that fold around his arm don't stick out like they do on the original Optimus. It's not gray on red or gray down here on the legs. It's a much more coherent color scheme. A little less detail because it's not as bright. You know, the dark red tends to blend in a little bit with the black. It doesn't pop like the windows on Prime, but because you don't have this gray just stuff all over him, he just blends really well. I think it's a really nice reuse of the Power of the Prime's Optimus mold. So now we've gotten black repaints of all of the 3 leaders we've gotten. We've got the black repaint of Rodimus, which came out at retail, this Nemesis Prime, and of course now the black first season Optimus Primal coming with the Throne of the Primes at San Diego Comic-Con, which I'm really hoping to get my hands on one of those. Partly because I like that color scheme. I'm a big Beast Wars fan. I like Primal. It's a fun toy, and it also comes with the last 4 Prime Masters that we need. So, yeah, that would be nice to have them. But anyway, there he is. Very cool. Like I said, I think this guy's definitely worth picking up. If you collect Optimus Prime figures, or especially if you collect a lot of the black repaints, this is another good, solid one. I think they're, like I said, they're flawed. I mean, there's some issues that I wish were, like some joints that were a little tighter. But a lot of my complaints with the original Optimus were all the gray. Like you turn him sideways and he basically turns from a red and blue robot into a gray robot with all these panels, which is, again, not an issue with Nemesis because all the black just kind of blends in and it looks like a more cohesive color layout. The new head sculpt's cool. Like I said, I will always be more of a fan of original Optimus Prime than Nemesis. I've never really gotten into the Nemesis repaints of Optimus. I'm not usually a big fan of black repaints in general, but this one's actually really nice and solid. It's made from a fun toy and it looks great. But there he is, Power of the Primes, Nemesis Prime. Also, ironically, like I got his instruction manual, but I don't believe he came with. I'll have to see if I can find his box and see if it came in there. I don't think he came with a trading card. He just came with the instruction manual and himself. Although he does come with all these extra accessories, a little piece of cardboard is not going to sway my opinion on him. Very cool, worth picking up. Nemesis Prime.